Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel, The Art of Negotiation. In your journey of mastering the negotiation skills, we have come up with yet another topic which will be of great interest to you, which is value creation through negotiations. But before we dive into the topic, I want you all to look at this short animation video. And while you are looking at the video or watching the video, I want all of you to reflect on how this is relevant to negotiation skills. So ready? Let's watch the short video.
Jack and Jane are two chefs in a restaurant. Both want an orange to prepare their dishes. Unfortunately, there is only one orange left in the kitchen.
Look, I came here first. This orange belongs to me.
Wow. I like the way you claim your right to the orange. My dish is as important as yours. You can't have it all.
Okay, then let's have a deal. We will cut it into two pieces. You take one and I take the other. Now you pick one, and I pick the other. Hope this deal works for both of us.
Both Jack and Jane went back to their stations, and started working on their dishes. While Jack used the peel to make the dish and threw rest of the orange. Jane made the juice from the orange and threw the peel. Both chefs bargained on their positions. The better solution may seem obvious to you now. Both chefs would have been better off if they had peeled the orange and had simply taken the part they needed. If they had talked about their interests, both would have benefited.
Interesting animation, right? I'm sure all of you would have reflected on the tale of two chefs. What happened here? This brings us to a very powerful concept in negotiation, which is instead of positional bargaining, do interest-based negotiations or integrative negotiation. Remember, the interests are underlying motivation for the position. So it is not enough to understand the position from which the other party is coming from. What are underlying motivation in terms of interest and needs to satisfy the position? It is important to dig deep into that. There are many interests which are not common and can very easily be traded to get into a real win-win situation in negotiations. So let's dig deep into understanding how we can create value through negotiations. Negotiations are not just about dividing a fixed pie, but they can be about creating value and expanding the pie for everyone. So let's see how we can do it. Negotiations are often viewed as a zero-sum game where one party wins and the other loses. However, this doesn't have to be the case all the time. By focusing on value creation, we can expand the pie and create a win-win situation for both the parties involved. The first step in creating value through negotiation is to identify each party's needs and interest. We saw the difference between position versus interest and needs. For example, if you are negotiating a salary increase, you might ask the prospective employer what are their needs, what do they expect from you in order to justify the increase. This could be taking on additional responsibility, completing a certain project within a time schedule, or increasing your productivity. By meeting their needs, you can create value for both the parties. The second step is to explore different options and alternatives. Sometimes there may be more than one way to achieve a particular outcome. By exploring different options, we can find creative solution that meets everybody's needs. For example, if you are negotiating a contract with a supplier, you might explore different pricing model, delivery schedules, or product specifications to find a solution that meets both parties' requirements. The third step is to be open to compromises and flexibility. Let me give you an example. You are negotiating a deadline for a project. You would be willing to extend the deadline provided other party gives some other concession, additional resources or support. The fourth step is to communicate effectively. Effective communication is key to creating value through negotiations. This means being clear about your needs and interests as well as actively listening to the other party's needs and interests. We saw in the animation, each chef was actually focusing on their own position and never communicated to other party understanding their interest and needs. By communicating effectively, we can find a common ground and create value for everyone involved. So I'm sure you would have found these 4 steps useful. In the second part of this video, we will be talking about some of the techniques and real life examples of how to create value through negotiation. You will find the link for the second part of this video in the description box. Please do not forget to hit the like button if you have found this video useful and subscribe to our channel if you have not already done so.